Hello everyone, welcome to day 130 of playing chess every day for a year. Let's find the game. So we're starting as black here, and e4, so the Caro-Kann, as usual. And we get advance. I can just play e6 here. Taking is actually good for me. I have a strong center now. I could take here, because I'm threatening to come in with the bishop, but I could take, but that leaves this pawn hanging, so I could expand on this side. Taking is just wrong. I'm quite sure. Do you want to attack the knight? I put my rook on the b file. Just take some space. I could trade this knight off to attack this, which I think I'll do. So I can take here. I can attack this now. I'm up a pawn. Knight back. I could try to hold on to the pawn, but I could try to hold on to the pawn with the bishop move, but I might just get kicked away, or my opponent will just have too many attackers, so I could push c5, which seems okay. I do want to develop my bishop, but I'll just play c5, develop my bishop, knight and castle. I have so much central space here. Winning this would be great for me, but I can just develop normally for now. Knight e7 and f5. If the bishop moves, I can take the b2 pawn. My opponent pushes, but if they take, I can actually take. So if my opponent takes and I take, and if the knight takes, I could develop my bishop. I could just develop and they take and go here, but maybe I'll take myself, which seems okay. Knight takes. Can't attack this, so I'll just develop my knight. I played bishop e7. I could kick the knight away, but I couldn't go to this square to attack this, so pushing does seem very strong because I win space, but I think for now I should just bring my knight to the center. So my opponent weakens my structure on my king. It's unfortunate. I can push f6 now to get rid of this. Could play rook f8 just to target the queen. So my king is weakened, but I'm still up a pawn. These doubled pawns are very weak though, and this outside pawn for now. Rook to the center, threatening to take now. So if I play here and the knight takes, and I take. So I play here, knight takes, I push, doesn't work. I could push now, which seems correct. I'm just fighting for space. The knight can go to a4, which seems annoying, but this would be defended, so that's fine. Queen to f4 attacks this pawn, and I can't take the knight because my queen would hang. I can go to attack the queen now. Tempering the queen seems right. The queen slides over. I can't go for a queen trade on d5 for now because of the knight. Could play f5, which looks really good, but my opponent just plays en passant. So if I play f5 and my opponent plays en passant and I take, it seems very good for me because the knight would be hanging. I'm really wondering whether f5 is a good move. f5 if en passant I take with the queen. Everything's held and the knight would be hanging. So I'll go for f5 here. There is this check though, now that I've seen this. But then I'd just block with my queen. So there was that check, but I could move the king or I could block. I think I'll just block. I will lose this. So if I block with the queen and they take, this move seems good. I'm just wondering if I took, would I be able to promote with my bishop here? So it's either blocking or moving the king. That's the right choice. Blocking seems correct. If I block, they can take, but if I play here, the queen can just take here and it's a trade. I'll just block. The knight's been hanging the whole time, but I can't take it because the pawn is pinned. They take, I just play rook c8, I think. The queen takes is just a trade, but they do lose the knight. They could defend the knight with queen b4, but I think then I'd have bishop e7. My pieces are active. We are equal in material now, because I lost the pawn. But my pieces are active. The queen takes, so the queen does go back. I'm wondering if bishop e7 is a good move. The queen has bishop e7 and the queen looks to be trapped. The queen would have to go here. I think the queen is essentially trapped. There's this move, but it loses a knight, so my pieces are just attacking the queen on every square. Even the pawn hops. Bishop e7 seems good. That was the only queen move that I missed. Only safe square. I could kick the queen again. Or if I take here, my opponent takes, I'd win a piece. So rook takes, queen takes. I think taking with the rook is just the right choice. If I take and the rook takes, wish I could attack down here, but I could temper the queen once again. A rook takes, if rook takes, I just slide over. I'll just take. Queen takes, I take, and I take the rook. If rook takes, I think queen c7 is the right play. Rook over. That seems wrong after I take. But then that just leaves room for my pawn to promote, so I'll definitely take that. And the rook is pinned now, so I can't even take the pawn. If the rook takes, I could temper the queen first. The queen does defend this. Rook checks do look dangerous right now. Castling seems very silly, but you could bring my rook into the game. Pushing right now seems okay. If my opponent attacks the pawn, I'll just castle. Pushing now seems okay. My king is safe for now. I can't push to d2 right now. I think next I'll just castle. That does attack the pawn, but so my opponent is threatening now to, not threatening to take, so they are threatening checks. So I think I'll castle. I think I'll just castle to stop any checks. They can't take. I can push now as well. I could even kick the rook away from this square. Rook steps over. I can actually push. My bishop can come in to defend the pawn as well. I'm still up a piece, but my king is very weak. Queen over just attacks the pawn. I can temper the queen. If they take, I take, but they take. So I can defend the pawn with my bishop. If they kick me away, I just move up. Tempering the queen didn't work because the rook could take. So forcing my bishop away seems good, but if I can double up on this pawn, I'll be fine. So my opponent has no way of winning this without bringing their king in. That move seems very bad because I have a queen check here. And the queen check if the king moves. So queen check. Wherever the king moves, I have more checks. I'll start with queen check definitely. I do need to be very careful about my own back rank, but the king goes there. I have this check. Oh, this queen is in the way. I have this check. The king steps here. I'll have this, which actually wins me the rook. If the king steps here. If I take the rook, luckily my rook is defended so the queen can't take. That's the only reason I'm able to play this. The queen takes, I take. They take my bishop, but I just have check and another check. Winning the game. I can take like this. And even give this check. And with two queens and a rook, I get checkmate. And I get the win. Let's look at this game. So I played with an 83.7, my opponent with a 68.3. I had 3 mistakes and my opponent 2, but I played more accurately. I played like a 1700, my opponent like an 1100. I played the Caro-Kann. So bishop f5 was actually a mistake here, because I should have pinned this knight to undefend this pawn. So this does leave my c5 pawn hanging, and there are ways that my opponent can defend this, so I should have played bishop to g4 instead. I knew this was good for me, so I didn't kick the bishop away. Rook b8 is a bad move. I should have still actually pinned the knight to the queen, which I did next. And taking his, right? I could have played queen in, which I did see, because it does attack the rook. And then push after, but taking's best. That's a mistake. I didn't mean to play knight to e7, but instead I played bishop e7 by accident, which is actually just a misclick. My opponent can weaken the structure here, but it's not that big of a problem. Pushing's wrong. I should have moved my queen away. There are 3 attackers on the pawn. I shouldn't have pushed. And so I do end up losing a pawn in this line. But the position's equal. Tempoing the queen is okay. I should have actually played queen c7 to attack this, because then I'm threatening to take after I take. So my opponent taking would be bad for them. And f5 was a bad move. I didn't calculate well after. The check was wrong. They should have played en passant. And that's a mistake because I have rook to c8, which kicks the queen away. Tempoing the queen is correct. And hey, I just win a piece. My position's better. A rook trade only helps me because I get to push. I should have played rook d8 first, but it's okay. So here I find loads of checks. And obviously I could have taken with the other queen for checkmate, but I wanted to bring my rook in. So in general, I played very well this game. I get the win. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.